Talk about a midlife crisis. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today our movie in the middle is Old. Old is the newest Shaymalan experience about a couple of groups of families who go onto this private beach and start to very quickly age lifetimes in the span of a day or two. This movie stars Alex Wolff, Thomasin McKenzie, Gael Garcia Bernal, not Thomas Hayden Church, but still three names, Vicky Krieps, Rufus Sewell, and one mid-sized sedan. And I'm not talking about the car. Being an M. Night Shyamalan movie, this really could have gone one of two ways. It could have been really good or really bad. He's had a very up and down career, and the twists and all the ends of his movies either are really clever or really stupid. Exhibit A. I'll start off with the highs. First, the actual location is really cool. Like, it being on a beach, it being a private beach, having rocks all around them, it feels very enclosed because you either have rocks up against you or the ocean and this very small stretch of actual beach that you can be on. It's cool because not only is that really creepy and really claustrophobic for a lot of this movie, but it's also like a weirdly multifaceted location because you can either climb the rocks, you can go through the ocean, you can go through the rocks. They try a lot of different ways to get off of this beach slash, I guess, kind of an island. That creates some really interesting scenes because there's so many different ways that they try. The casting department also did an incredible job picking people who would look like the same person, like the kids who start out as like 6 years old and then get to like teenager and then eventually like 40 years old. They did a really good job picking kid, teenager, adults that looked like they really were the same person, especially for Alex Wolff's character. Like, the son to him to especially the 40-year-old, I really thought that it was Alex Wolff at first, just with some weird CGI redoing of his face or something, but no, it's a different guy. They did a really good job with that. That was very believable. The twist was actually okay. It was good for a couple of different reasons, and it wasn't too jarring, and it's not like it's separated so much from the movie that you're like, this is a completely different movie now, because it does answer questions we've been waiting for. Really, the coolest part about this movie, though, is the concept itself, and the ideas and themes that come up out of it. It's such a simple concept, and I love those types of movies where it's like, this is simple, it's not something that has to be explained, it's like, all right, wow, they're aging, let's find out why, and let's have all these really cool scenes exploring that idea. So I think that they did a really good job coming up with a lot of really interesting, like, what if this would happen? What if this would happen? Because there's so many more problems that come up that I hadn't even thought of. It also just is like really thought-provoking because like these kids who start out the day 6 years old and then they're 40, like there's a scene where they're like, we missed this and we missed prom and we missed high school and all of these things that you're supposed to have. So it's really sad. And so I'm glad that they were able to bring in a lot of those themes and those problems, not in terms of just plot, but in terms of the characters and what they were going through, and created a lot of that tension, which is pretty much there. Not for all of it, though. So for my lows, here's the thing is, the movie starts out, like the first act, or even the first half of the movie, some might say, is not good. And then it gets better. So I have a lot of little things, so I'm just gonna list them out. So like I said, the first part of the movie, specifically the first act, is riddled with like technical issues and problems. One, the dialogue is really on the nose and kind of just bad. And I think that can go for most of the movie. The dialogue is not great, but especially the first little bit where they're setting everything up. There are just some lines where it's like, that was awkward, and it really didn't have to be awkward. The amount of lines they had going into the movie before they actually get to the beach and start getting old that had to do with age or aging or, you know, remember this when you're older, or you're never going to be this young again. Like, we get it. They're going to age. We know what the movie's about, Shyamalan. The camera work itself, like what they decided to do, sometimes I will admit is interesting. It's not always great, but there's a lot of weird like zooms and quick moving around and just a lot of shaky cam. And they did a lot of interesting things that I was like, okay, I see what you're going for here, for like what we're supposed to be seeing through the eyes of these characters. But some of the things were just awfully framed. I mean, heads were being cut off everywhere. They were stretching the frame, so it was like there was nothing particularly interesting to focus on. Sometimes there was nothing in the frame. It was terrible. And if it was intentional, it was a bad decision by Shyamalan. And this has happened before. We've seen in The Happening, there's this shot. And something that goes along with the camera work is Shyamalan's direction when they first start aging is really annoying, because it's the kids who first start aging that we really notice it. First of all, he doesn't show their faces at first. He has like these really weird angles and really weird ways of just trying to avoid looking at them. And I'm just like, okay, unless you just didn't see the trailer or didn't have any idea of the concept, which why would you be seeing this movie if you didn't have any idea of the concept behind it? We already know that they're older. So it's like where they're going to turn around and we're going to be like, oh, it's the movie. And on the acting side of it, nobody, especially the parents, they don't act nearly as surprised or freaked as they should. Like, they act a little freaked. I don't know. I don't know what I would do if I had a child and that started happening, but I just felt like they were not 100% with it in that scene. There is also a lack of interesting characters, or characters that I even really care about. I only care about half of them, and I only care about those about halfway through the movie.
I don't know half of you half as well as I should like, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve.
Now, there is a theme through the movie that they all have specific issues, and that is the thing that you're really supposed to, like, feel for them. But the thing is I just... for the situation that they're in, and as stressed as they are, I genuinely just don't really care about most of them, or actually find most of them kind of annoying. So that didn't help, especially considering it's, a horror about these people who are going through this life-changing, traumatizing event, and you're supposed to care about it. The rules of the world as well are, for the most part, spelled out really well, and we understand them, but they're not always followed. It kind of is like convenient to what the plot needs, but some characters age faster than others. And if it explained, oh, maybe it has to do with your biology, and sometimes this person will age faster, this person won't. But they didn't. And so some characters were aging and aging and aging, and then some were like, there's still that character, this actor playing this version of them for a long time. So there was just some inconsistencies here and there that were a little annoying. There's also a character that, I don't know if this is a low or not. His name is Mid-Size Sedan. I'm not joking. He's supposed to be this famous rapper who got stuck on the beach, and he can't leave, and his name's Mid-Size Sedan. Like, I get that they were going for one of those rapper names that were, like, kind of stupid, or, like, trying to sound cool, but it still sounds stupid. Let's be honest, we have a fair amount of those. But Mid-Size Sedan? It just took me way out of the movie every time they said his name, because I was like, that's so laughably stupid. You couldn't have come up with that, even if it was just sedan. Like, it could have been like the car, or maybe you're trying to say the country or something, but like mid-sized. All I could continue to think was like, they're going to this luxury hotel that has a private beach, and it comes with its own 4-door mid-sized sedan that's only $29.99 down, whatever. So dumb, guys. So overall, Old is not as good as I was hoping it would be. It really looked interesting. I had hope for Shyamalan, thinking maybe he has a really cool concept, maybe he can make a really good movie. It's okay. It's not horrible like some people are saying. There is a lot of great tension. There's a lot of really interesting ideas. There are a lot of shocking moments. I can relate to the characters here and there and feel for them, just more so like halfway through the movie. It just is riddled with a lot of technical issues throughout. Tonally, it's pretty good. It's just that first act especially that you kind of have to get through in order to get to the cool concepts and cool themes and the thing that you're really there for. I'm going to give Old a 2 out of 4. making it my next true movie in the middle. Okay, guys, there is nothing standing in the way between me and The Green Knight now. Look forward to my review on that. I wanted to do Space Jam 2. Due to some COVID issues, I couldn't. I'm hoping. I still do want to see it, even though I heard it was kind of trash. Maybe I'll do a mini review on my Instagram. So keep a lookout for that. But coming up, The Green Knight. Look out for that. I'm super excited. If this one disappoints, I'm going to cry on camera. And as always, keep your hopes high, your stress low, and movies right in the middle. We'll see you guys later.